Hey everyone, this is Nas. I'm recording my analysis on property, especially property for investments. Today, I'm going to share with you guys about this particular auction property. The property is located along Jalan Tun Razak in Kuala Lumpur. The building is called 231 TR Service Suite. It is just next door to Tun Razak Exchange, TRX. So this is the cash flow calculation. On your right side is the cash flow calculation. On the left side is the calculation of estimated potential gain if you were to flip upon acquisition, upon acquiring the property. So as you can see, the house price, the auction price is 334,000 here. And then I black out the outstanding fees. Of course, there is some outstanding fees that you have to look into. And then according to this cash flow calculation, I'm using the rent. The rental here is 2,150 per month. I mean, you can even go lower in your estimate. You can just put 2,100. And as you can see, the first year cash flow is negative by 237 ringgit. And the second year cash flow onwards is going to be negative by 83 ringgit. So I'm using the rate here, the bank profit rate here, I'm using at 4%. The tenure here is at 35 years. So if we were to shorten the tenure, the the negative cash flow is going to be higher because the commitment or installment is going to be higher. And then we are going to, let's go to the left side. So the estimate of bottom price I'm using is 390,000. So bottom price here means the price point that you wanted to know today, if you were to let go of the property, sell off the property, how much the property can be sold, how whether or not there would be anyone who want to buy the property. So our guesstimate here is around 390,000. The reason being is that there is one property here today is currently asking for 398,000. That's one property. So if you were to let go quickly, well, you have to beat that price, and I would suggest 390,000. However, if you were to hold the property, right? If you were to hold the property and probably you wanted to fair better price, and then say we put an estimate of 20,000, right? So it's slightly higher than 400,000, say 410,000. Um, it will not make the as you can see in the calculation here, it will not change much in terms of your estimated potential gain. So probably we just break even. But again, I'm just stressing it out. This is just an estimate. And then, as you can see from the estimates here, especially on the asking rental estimate, partly furnished today for this particular property is around 1,009, whereas the fully furnished is somewhere between 2,100 and 2,400. But I will always use the lowest point, the 2,100, because in the end of the day, that particular unit will be snapped up fast. So 2,100 to 2,150 is the range of if you want to get your unit tenanted as soon. So the if you can see on the left side, so the gain calculation, the estimated potential gain calculation, there is two calculation here. The first one is for if you flip um, um, upon acquisition, upon acquiring the property. But the second one is if you flip after 2 years of holding. So the difference between the calculation is that you do not have a cost to hold, cost of holding. I'm putting here 8 months of this 15,000 here. So there's no, this part of the calculation is not added to this one here at the bottom. So that's the difference. basically. And the estimated gain is still based on the estimated bottom price of 390,000. And if you were to be able to let it go much more than that, especially above 400,000, then most likely you will have some gain. So I think that's about it for the analysis of this property today. And thank you so much.